First, the good news. Women in Saudi Arabia are now allowed to drive. In global governments, women now outnumber men in Spain's cabinet, and in Rwanda and Bolivia, women have parliamentary majorities. The World Bank shows that over the past 23 years, the proportion of women in parliament has risen steadily to over 23%. But when you consider that women make up half of the world's population,
I think it's pretty upsetting. The year of 2018, only a fifth of all parliamentarians in the world are women.
Another upside, the UN says globally more women are joining the workforce and more girls are going to school. But when you look closer,
women have a weaker position on the labor market, they earn less, and they are overrepresented in temporary jobs and on lower positions. We also know that women and girls are the majority of poor people in the world still. We know that issues such as child marriage are still not solved, and we see setbacks when it comes to sexual and reproductive health and rights.
But a game changer for women's rights has been in play. The past year saw the Me Too movement galvanizing women to speak up about sexual abuse and harassment and call out their alleged abuses. It ended careers in America and inspired similar campaigns in Europe. But it also resonated differently in different cultures, says lawyer Erica Collins, who specializes in international and cross-border workplace issues. Take Japan, for example.
It's a culture that really values saving face. And so for many years, very difficult for women to come forward with complaints about sexual harassment. There are laws against discrimination, there are laws against sexual harassment, but I think even 3 years ago, less than 4% of rapes or assaults were even reported.
In India, the movement cast a spotlight on a history of widely reported sexual violence and laws enacted in their wake to stop sexual harassment in the workplace.
They're really focused in this area, but India is a country of 1 billion people. And so if you're in one of the cities, the issues are a little bit easier to deal with, but when you're in the rural areas, the violence against women is still quite extreme.
For some women, gender equality is about equal opportunities and equal pay. For others, a matter of life and death. But whether it's a professional trying to break the glass ceiling, a woman trying to break a cycle of violence, or a village girl trying to break free from deep-rooted cultural gender bias, the UN says their wishes are fundamentally the same: to determine their own lives and protect their own bodies. Li Lingtan, CGTN at the United Nations.